Hornets.
Guess I could go live, couldn't I? Push it. It is recorded, so I do.
Number 2. Ball.
We apologize for technical difficulties. YouTube being unfriendly to us currently. Attack by the Hornets will find its way down.
Substitute for the Pioneers. Now starting for the Hornets. Number 10, Darlene Fenderson.
Puts up Darlene Fenderson. Fenderson a pair of kills on her night. Hornets 12, serving to the Pioneers 13. Set by Hesse going to Halverson, and Halverson puts a little too much on that, and it goes out of play. So the Hornets retain service with Darlene Fenderson. Fenderson will attack. And overpass there from Hannah Halverson. And Kyane Toombs, rather, sends that back down to the floor. And it is point for the Hornets. Next serve coming, taken by Halverson. Bump set by Hesse, back to Halverson, and that hits the ground. And the Lady Pioneers will get the points.
Now starting for the Pioneers. Number 5, Caitlin Perkins.
So that puts Caitlin Perkins back. Caitlin Perkins will serve. Finds its way over the net. Anaya Ware dug up a great hit by Jaden Hesse to keep it alive, but right there was Queen Patterson, and she just slammed it back down on the floor.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate for the Lady Pioneers. Their block, their attack was right there ready to go, and she put it in a great place. She put it right in the hole in the center of the court and was able to score off of paying attention on that net.
Emmy Elm sends that over the net and off the arm of a Hornet, and we are all wrapped up, tied up, tangled up at 15. Senior Olivia Deckelman behind the line to serve. Started her service before the whistle, and referee was okay with it. And that is out of play. Last touch by Kyane Toombs. So Deckelman will retain service for the Lady Pioneers, now leading 16-15. Deckelman spins, sends it over with the left hand. Big jump, beautiful attack there from Ariana Johnson. Transfer from Kentucky State University, the alma mater of head coach Brittany Stewart. So it is 16-16. Service there from Mallory Wooten. Set by Jaden Hesse. And that is out of play. Hannah Halverson. A little too much mustard on that. So it is now 17 serving 16. Back and forth go the Hornets and Pioneers. Served by Wooten, taken by Alexis Wyrick. Wyrick sends it over the net. Wooten will set. Great set over there, the attack. And here is a joust at the net. Lady Pioneers will try again. Here's Emmy Elms, gets it over. A great dive there from Ariana Johnson. but nobody was there to keep it going.
I do like that sacrifice from her. Sometimes it's hard. Even I had trouble. You see the ball and you want to go for it, but your body doesn't react. And I like that she gave it her all and did her best to get that ball up for her team.
That's one thing that the Hornets will do is the Hornets are laying their bodies on the timber, not afraid to dive out and get some bruises, earn that ice bath.
Yeah, that's what you want from your team. You want dedicated players who are willing to put in the work.
Taken by Nia Parker. And miscommunication there as the Lady Pioneers pick up 3 quick points, and it's now 19 serving 17. Hannah Halverson stands behind serve. Her serve taken up by Ariana Johnson. And quickly up and down. A kick attempt by Ariana Johnson. It would have gone over the net, but it is a double contact call before that. And that will be enough for Coach Stewart as the Lady Pioneers scream ahead to a 20-17 lead as they hold lead on Senior Day, 20-17 over Harris-Stowe State. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer volleyball. Basketball starts Tuesday. It is volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by not having play dates. That's right. By replacing get-togethers with virtual playdates and video chats, they can help slow the evil spread of germs. And if your superheroes do go outside, make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others to protect everyone in America land. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
This is Caitlin Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Quick kill from Emmy Elms out of the timeout. The Lady Pioneers hold a 21-17 lead. Late in the first set, it was tied as late as 15-15, but the Lady Pioneers on a 6-2 run make it 7-2 as Mallory Wooten had a foot over the center line.
That's just unfortunate because she was trying to get that ball, but when your team passes it so close to the net, there's only so much you can do, and I appreciate her trying.
Great set there from Mallory Wooten, but the attack from Jayla McCullum goes wide. And it is 23 serving 17, and it will be a 3-rally timeout as Coach Stewart was going to use her second timeout, and so we'll take it with her. Lady Pioneers 23, Harris-Stowe State 17. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Coach Wynn. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on Pioneer Digital Network.
Lady Pioneers needing to push 2 to take this set. The first set of Senior Day. Celebrating Caitlin Perkins and Olivia Deckelman. And have 2 different calls. Either way, it would be Crowley's Ridge point. The up ref indicated it was double contact. The down ref indicated that it was out. Either way, Crowley's Ridge has set point.
Yes, and both calls were correct, so either one is fine.
And it will stay alive as Ariana Johnson continues her hot streak. Ariana Johnson coming into the game leading her Hornets with 66 kills, the Hopkinsville Kentuckian. And she will have service. Sending it over, Olivia Deckelman, a quick over the net by Hesse. Back set going to find Jayla McCullum. Hesse attacks once more. Set by Wooten. Overpass tipped over by Hesse. So the Hornets will have a chance to reload. Halverson going back to Brooklyn Passmore. Great run by Mallory Wooten. And a good over by Kiana Stevens keeps the play alive for the Hornets. And Emmy Elms is going to tip it over. A great diving stop by the Hornets. Hesse will set to Deckelman. Another great dig there from Wooten. We'll try this again. Hesse will set Passmore. Passmore swings. Good dig there taken by Valerie Walker. However, that's going to be too hard, and it goes out of play. And so senior day opens with a bang. Crowley's Ridge College takes the first set 25-18. As we mentioned momentarily ago, this is the final home game for the Lady Pioneers, final regular season game for the Lady Pioneer volleyball. It is basketball just around the corner. Next Tuesday is our first women's basketball.
They're so close together, it's understandable.
It takes me all season. I'll be in January still saying volleyball. Women's basketball taking on Ecclesia Tuesday at 5 p.m., and then the men will start their season on Friday the 5th. Taking on Midway. That starts at 6, and we'll be here on the Pioneer Digital Network. Lady Pioneers take set 1, 25-18. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces, such as remote controls and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you are sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
My name is Grayson Taylor, and I'm the campus minister at The Ridge Connection, which is the campus ministry on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College. College is a time that is possibly the most formative time in any person's life. It's where you find out who you might marry, figure out what you want to do with your life, and you figure out if your faith is legitimate, or you figure out if you believe in God at all. At The Ridge Connection, we want to help you to find an authentic community of believers that is both encouraging and uplifting to you during your time in college. We hope that as you become more involved in our campus ministry, that you actually leave campus more like Jesus than you were when you walked in. We want to help you connect to God, connect to other people, and of course, connect on the campus of CRC. So follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at The Ridge Connection. You can find us on Instagram at The Ridge Connect. We are so excited to see what God does through The Ridge Connection on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College.
This is Brooklyn Passmore. You're listening to the Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
And we welcome you back to the Carter Activity Center. Dustin Seymour, joined by Olivia Seymour. Yes, we are related through marriage. As the Lady Pioneers take a 25-18 victory in set number 1. As we look at the differences between the two, both teams 35 attacks. Crowley's Ridge had 9 kills and 9 errors for an even 0% attack rating. The Hornets 6 kills and 11 errors for a negative 14.3. Crowley's Ridge 8 assists to the Hornets 4. 3 service aces for the green and black, 1 for the gold and black. 16 digs for the Pioneers, 15 for Harris-Stowe State. Total blocks, Harris-Stowe came out with 6, and Crowley's Ridge with 4. So what did you see in the first set that Crowley's Ridge needs to continue doing to have this senior day victory?
I think they did a good job being aware. They were playing good defense against Harris-Stowe State because they've got such good defense. We have to respond to that. And despite a few errors, we were doing pretty well and keeping aware on that net like I was talking about before. So as long as they keep up their energy, it'll be great.
Ania Ware slams it where no Pioneer is, and the Hornets will take a 1-0 lead to start the second set. Serve goes over. Hesse goes to Paige Glenn, but blocked right back and kind of off the finger. It looks like it kind of jammed the thumb of Caitlin Perkins.
That's definitely a common hazard in volleyball when there's someone hitting hard. I've jammed several fingers, so it happens more than you think.
That block credited to Kyane Toombs and Queen Patterson. Set going to Valerie Walker. Here's Hesse now for the Lady Pioneers. Attacked by Olivia Deckelman, and she tools it off the block and gets the Lady Pioneers on the board.
Substitution.
It is 1 serving 2. Brooklyn Passmore. Well, jump will serve. Dug out by the Hornets, set by Ania Ware. And the attack from Kyane Toombs is in the net, and so Crowley's Ridge will tie it up with a pair of points.
That's just one of those times that hitting in the middle is very difficult. You're going fast and you're going quick, and if the pass is off the net, the set will be coming from behind you, and it just makes it hard to connect.
Passmore knuckleballed it over, and going with that knuckleball, Queen Patterson took something off of it, a change up that went just on the line. So Queen Patterson serves it. Here is Jaden Hesse sets to Paige Glenn. Bump set going to Ariana Johnson, and the Hornets unable to get it over the net. Crowley's Ridge will take the point. Emmy Elms back on, replacing Paige Glenn as Caitlin Perkins goes behind the line to serve. Big swing there by Ariana Johnson, but a good dig. But the dig from Alexis Wyrick, the hit was so hard, Wyrick just stuck her arms out straight, and it nearly grazed the ceiling, but eventually went out of play.
Yes, passing those balls are so hard because you have to try to absorb some of the energy into your body, and sometimes it's so quick, all you can do is get an arm on it, and the bounce will just go where it wants to go.
And you wonder why volleyball has a defensive specialist whose job is just to do that. Dug out by Valerie Walker, set across to Ariana Johnson, swings and smashes. It is now 5 serving 3 after the Hornet kill by Johnson. That's Johnson's 4th kill of the night. She leads all players. Mallory Wooten will now serve. And that will hit the net and fall on the Hornets side of the court. So Crowley's Ridge will take the point, putting Olivia Deckelman behind the line. Bump set up. Kiana Stevens sends it over the net. Alexis Wyrick to Hesse. Big swing by Emmy Elms. Emmy Elms coming off of her last home game, getting a career-high 17 kills. Little way to go today. That was her 4th. Deckelman serves again. Overpass there. Emmy Elms sends it to the back corner.
That's exactly what you want to do. I love seeing that from Emmy Elms because if you're watching, you could see all the defense got sucked up toward the net and the whole backcourt was empty, and you just have to hit it deep over them, and you have the whole floor.
The back set was to Johnson, but it was a little too back of a set as Wooten gets whistled with the carry violation, lift violation. Crowley's Ridge will get the point as I went off the fingertips of the Hornets. So Olivia Deckelman behind the line serving, now 8 serving 5. Deckelman sends it to the left side of the court. Back set goes to Jayla McCullum, and just in front of a diving Caitlin Perkins.
That kind of play is difficult because the front row is releasing off the net to go hit. And so they're worried about coming off the net and hitting. And they were right in the place where they could have helped KP pass that. But it was where people are crossing each other, and that's hard to make sure we get the ball up.
Joust at the net ends with Caitlin Perkins passing it over the net. So Hesse will set to Emmy Elms off the block. And Crowley's Ridge will pick up the point. And it is 9 serving 6.
Number 6,
Hannah Halverson behind the line will now serve for the green and black. Knuckleballs it over the net. Bumps over to Darlene Fenderson, taken by Perkins. Passmore frees it over the net. Bump set by Wooten, goes to find Kiana Stevens. And Stevens, no, that would have been Wooten, whistled with the lift.
Yeah, that kind of tip, I like to call it a power tip. That's up to the referee's discretion. Some will, like he said that was a lift or a carry. They don't like when you do that. Some will allow it as long as it doesn't look like you picked it up.
That ball rolling over the tape and giving the Hornets the point. 7 serving 10. Valerie Walker, the Houston Texan. Olivia Deckelman sends it over, and that is out of play. Pair of points for the Hornets. Back goes Valerie Walker, the lone senior for the Hornets, formerly playing at Lamar Community College in Texas. Hit over by Brooklyn Passmore. The attempt, great attempt by Darlene Fenderson, sprawling out on the floor, but just out of play.
Yes, that was smart from Passmore. She took the heat off of it and did a small set right behind the block to make them have to scramble for it.
Emmy Elms rockets it over the net. Great hustle by the Hornets, and the Hornets unable to get it, and they will call a replay.
Oh, okay.
They said that it hit the roof out of play.
Typically, the roof is out, so I'm surprised they're doing a replay. That's rare.
That's, again, one of those discretions. Sometimes the referees will, say that the end line goes to the ceiling, and if it's inside the ceiling, it's inside. If it's outside the ceiling, it's out, but they call it a replay. Doesn't matter for the Lady Pioneers, as they'll get the kill.
In those instances, you like to say that the ball doesn't lie. The last play would have been your point anyway. So it's just a superstitious thing with volleyball. If you get the point after a no call or a point that was iffy, you're like, see, we were right.
Big set going to Queen Patterson, and Patterson answers. Freshman right side middle blocker out of Homewood, Illinois, gets the kill.
In this set, the Hornets have been doing a great job again with their front row with those tall girls, and the Lady Pioneers have to step up and be ready on that block because they're swinging harder this set.
Jaden Hesse sets over to Paige Glenn. Glenn rocks, Glenn fires. Glenn gets the kill. 13 serving 9. Lady Pioneers took the opening set 25-18. As Jaden Hesse now serves for Crowley's Ridge. Good job there by Darlene Fenderson to be right there to keep the play alive. And here's Olivia Deckelman, dug out by Toombs. Attack coming from Fenderson. Deckelman keeping it alive. A good job by Paige Glenn, but Glenn will be whistled. No. It is a point by Crowley's Ridge. In the net were the Hornets. So the Hornets, called on a net violation. Crowley's Ridge now 14-9. Here's Olivia Deckelman. Deckelman over. Big swing by Patterson, and Patterson gets the kill. Queen Patterson up to 5 kills on the night, which sends Darlene Fenderson. Fenderson out of East St. Louis, Illinois, across the river from Harris-Stowe's St. Louis home. Her serve will go right into the middle of the net. So Crowley's Ridge will get the point. It is 15 serving 10. Substitution as Fenderson will exit, replaced by Nia Parker. Brooklyn Passmore spins that one across the net. Here's an attack from Valerie Walker. Set by Hesse to Deckelman. Swing by Ware. Halverson, that will be a net violation. Kayane Toombs pointing that no, that was not her that touched the net. She believed it was a Lady Pioneer that touched the net. And Brittany Stewart wants to take a timeout, sensing the frustration in her team after a couple of net violation calls that they did not believe went their way. But the referees have spoken. It is 16 serving 10. Crowley's Ridge leading Harris-Stowe State. This is Crowley's Ridge College, Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
If you love them enough to turn on your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Emmy Elms. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge 16, Harris-Stowe State 10. Crowley's Ridge led by Emmy Elms and Hannah Halverson, both with 4 kills each in her senior day. Olivia Deckelman has 3 kills. Caitlin Perkins in her senior day celebration, 9 digs and a set and a half of play. Brooklyn Passmore really knuckleballs that one over the net. And that one did move like a knuckleball. A lot of times with volleyball knuckleball, it just doesn't really move in the air. It just kind of floats over. But
there are different types of serves, which are floaters or topspin, and that one was definitely topspin that curved out of bounds.
big block there by the Hornets. Going over by Hannah Halverson. The Hornets immediately signaling that it was out of bounds, but definitely off the fingertips of the gold and black. Caitlin Perkins, 17, serving 11. Perkins sends that over. Swing there by Ariana Johnson, and is not able to get it over the net. As 18, serving 11.
It's tough sometimes and hard to keep morale up when you feel like the bounces just aren't going your way. Sometimes the ball has a mind of its own, and you think it's going out and it doesn't, and it's hard when you get several calls in a row like that.
Nia Ware sets to Kiana Stevens. Here's Elms. Set going to Johnson, and Johnson. Crowley's Ridge has been used to her cannon arm, and so Johnson hesitates and sends that over. Crowley's Ridge was getting ready for a big swing, and it just kind of floated and gets the point.
That was a smart placement of that ball, and it shows that you always have to be on your toes. You can't just be ready to take the cannon, so that was smart on her part.
Mallory Wooten will serve for the Hornets. Alexis Wyrick over now to Emmy Elms. Big swing, and again taking something off that one was Johnson, but Hannah Halverson was ready for it. Here's Olivia Deckelman. Sprawling dig from Wooten. Off the fingertip, a great run and attempt from Nia Parker. But the 5'2" junior unable to keep that in play. And it is 19 serving 12.
I appreciate her hustle on that ball. That's important.
Olivia Deckelman continues her run at the service line. Set goes back and splits. Alexis Wyrick and Caitlin Perkins does that attempt. So the Hornets will side out, making it 13 serving 19. And it is Ariana Johnson doing the honors for the Hornets. Emmy Elms slaps it over. Left-handed swing going by Jayla McCullum, but too hard as that goes out of bounds. 20 serving 13 rather, and it is Hannah Halverson behind the line.
Number 6, Hannah Halverson.
And Hannah Halverson gets herself a service ace, as I believe that was Jayla McCullum. No, that was Arnika McReynolds diving out to get the kill, but to get the dig, but it went off the top of her fingers. Overpass there, tipped right back over by Brooklyn Passmore. Crowley's Ridge sitting at 22. Harris-Stowe State 13.
It's funny if you're watching on the screen. Keep your eye on the down ref. When other teams go on runs, they always look at the coach who's down, waiting for a timeout call. So if you're watching, you'll see him looking at the Hornets coach, seeing if she wants a timeout.
He won't be looking that way now as the Hornets get the point. You willed that into existence, didn't you?
I guess I did.
Valerie Walker behind the line will serve for the Hornets, 14 serving 22. And that one just over the top of the net. Here's Elms. Elms whacks it off the fingertips of the Hornets. That was off of Queen Patterson's outstretched hands, and it is 14-23. Crowley's Ridge with serve and lead. Emmy Elms will try to will the last 2 points for the Lady Pioneers in this set. And the set will go just outside by Darlene Fenderson, and it is indeed set point. It is 24 serving 14. Crowley's Ridge took the opening set 25-18. And it is now 24-14. Emmy Elms lifts and sends it into the net, so the Hornets now to 15 points. It'll be 15 serving 14. And it will be Anio Ware needing to rattle off 10 unanswered points to keep the Hornets alive in this second set. Caitlin Perkins with a dig. Attacked by Paige Glenn, and the block will go out of bounds. And Crowley's Ridge will take the point and the set 25-15. Crowley's Ridge now leads the match 2-0 after winning the first set 25-18 and now taking a 25-15 set 2. Crowley's Ridge will try for the clean sweep on the other side. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager, Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time, as in spaghetti sandwiches for dinner. They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Now, what is the census? The census is a special time when we count every single person in the country.
Do kids and babies count too?
Of course, counting everyone in your home helps support your neighborhood by funding schools, hospitals, and more. So complete the census by calling, going online, or returning your form by mail. It's totally private.
Visit 2020census.gov and make your count. Brought to you by Carnegie Corporation of New York and the Ad Council.
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Olivia Deckelman. You're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge takes the first 2 sets by a score of 25-18, then 25-15. In that last set, Harris-Stowe did improve their kill total, improve their attack rating, and negative 14 in the first set. That second set, they were up to 3% on the attack, 10 kills to 9 errors, 33 total attacks. Crowley's Ridge, however, beautifully done. 11 kills, just 2 errors, 32.1%. That's a big swing going from an even keel to 32.1. What did the Lady Pioneers do to improve that total?
They were smart and they placed the ball. They used the block to their advantage, and they were aware up there, working around the block and things like that. So I look forward to see what they do in this set.
Anna Halverson digs the first serve of this third set. Big swing dug out by Caitlin Perkins, going back to Jaden Hesse, who free balls it over the net. Ware sets over to Johnson. Johnson whacks it, but whacks it to the left side of the sideline. Crowley's Ridge will take the first point of this third set. Crowley's Ridge trying to end the night for Caitlin Perkins and Olivia Deckelman. And it will be 2 quick points for Crowley's Ridge. Of course, I'm sure KP and Olivia almost want to extend the game to play longer, but at the same time, you want your team to perform well.
Exactly.
That point goes to Harris-Stowe State. It's going to put Ariana Johnson. 4 kills for the junior. Big swing. Hesse sets Glenn. Paige Glenn tools it, and that will be a net violation.
I wonder, sometime anything connected to your body counts as you being in the net. So I wonder if sometimes girls with long hair, their hair can get in the net, and maybe her hair is touching it and she's not feeling it. Maybe that's why she's getting frustrated. But sometimes you don't realize that you are touching it, so that could be the problem.
Caitlin Perkins sends that over. As Coach Chris Perkins blocks my view. Queen Patterson now will serve it. Set by Hesse, going to Halverson. Set by Ware, going to Queen Patterson, and Patterson mistimes her jump and sends it into the net.
Number 4,
Olivia Deckelman sends it with that left hand off the arms of Kaine Toombs. Hesse sets to Halverson. Swing coming from Fenderson, and Fenderson sends it past the baseline. Crowley's Ridge gets the point. It is 5-2. And Olivia Deckelman stays behind the service line. Swing coming, gets over the net. Hesse sets to Elms. Off the net, Kiana Stevens was there to block the big swing from Emmy Elms, but she was too far off the net. And it just falls in front of her.
Yeah, tonight it's been interesting. It looks like Emmy Elms and Jaden Hesse are having trouble connecting on timing that quick set in the middle, and so she had to tip it. And thankfully, it's been working out for her. She's been catching them off guard with the tip, but I'd like to see her connect and get that full swing in.
Hannah Halverson gets a good swing on it, but about 2 balls outside the baseline. So it is indeed Harris-Stowe State point. Mallory Wooten behind the line serving. Airs it, punches it over. Hesse sets Elms. No timing issues on that, but a great dig by Arnika McReynolds. Deckelman swings. Deckelman finds open court and gets the kill.
That was a great spot.
All-time kill leader for Crowley's Ridge College gets her 4th of the evening. Sending Hannah Halverson back to serve. A little side spin action on that. Going over the attack by Darlene Fenderson. She swung too late on that. And it goes into the net. 8 serving 3. Halverson sends that. And that is a service ace. That one just kind of died. It looked like it hit a wall. It looked like it was going out. The Hornets thought it was going out, but it fell just inside the line. And it is now 9 serving 3. And Coach Stewart wants to talk it over. We'll take the timeout with her. Crowley's Ridge 9, Harris-Stowe State 3 in the 3rd set. Crowley's Ridge leading 2-0. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest, cleaning up the air we breathe. I didn't know the trees were so amazing. Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb. That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Amy Elms sends that one over the net, but it is wide of the sideline, and so the timeout works to perfection for the Hornets as they come out the other side with a kill.
I liked that idea, though, from Amy Elms, running that slide, running a new play to see how it worked. She just over-rotated on that one.
Darlene Fenderson serving now. Hesse will bump set to Deckelman. Sliding down is Wooten. Here's an attack by Johnson. A dump by Jaden Hesse, but a little too much on it as it goes out of play.
That was a smart idea, but sometimes the window to get that point is so small. You've got such a small area to get it into, and so it just overwent that time.
Fenderson dug out by Perkins. Amy Elms sends it over the net. Wooten set coming from Walker, attacked by Johnson. She rocks and puts a lot of heat on that one, but it is tipped at the net. Stay alive. Goes off the hands, and that will go way out of play. Crowley's Ridge gets the point. Good hustle by the Hornets as pretty much all, well, 4 of the 6 went running for it, and the other 2 were waiting on the court ready to send it back.
Look at you. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You don't want everyone to run after it. There has to be someone waiting to send it over when they do get it.
Set by Wooten. Goes to Kiana Stevens. Stevens wasn't sure where the set was going to be, if it was going to be in front of her, behind her. It was behind her, but it worked. As she's able to get the kill. That sends Valerie Walker back. Hesse sets to Passmore. Over to Johnson. Johnson jumps, sends it, and sends it long. Johnson had to sit and wait It was on that angle where it's hard to tell if it was in or out, and she had to wait and just kind of, so close.
Yeah, as a hitter, those are so frustrating because you think, oh, it was almost in. It was almost, and you just wish it had dropped sooner.
Hesse will set Passmore. Passmore sends it over. A great pancake dig by our Ariana Johnson to keep the play alive. Here is Johnson, blocked at the net. Passmore will bump set to Perkins. Perkins will just float it across the net. And that dig by Ariana Johnson turned into that point.
It's true. It was so quick. I thought it was down. I'm impressed that she got that, and that's goes to show you have to lay out for everything because you can still get the point.
7 serving 11. Ania Ware. Ware will back set going to Toombs. Here is Deckelman. Back set going to Johnson. Johnson takes something off it. Here's Deckelman. Deckelman with the right hand and getting a right-handed kill.
That's what's great about Olivia is that she will hit either way. If she's stuck where all she can do is use her right hand, she will. So that's one advantage she has.
Which that's interesting since she's on the right side of the court. Her right hand is the outside hand and still used it to get the kill.
The farther out you push, sometimes you got to use that and scoop it in.
Pair of points for the Pioneers after the attack goes into the net for the Hornets. A great job by the Hornets to try and keep it alive, but it just kind of it rolled off the top of the net and just stayed on the top of the net. And with that, Coach Stewart wants to take her timeout, her second timeout of this third set, trying to force a fourth set. Crowley's Ridge leads the match 2-0 and leads the set 14-7. This is Crowley's Ridge College Lady Pioneer Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Caitlin Perkins, and you're listening to Crowley's Ridge Volleyball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Crowley's Ridge leads at 14-7 in the third set. Queen Patterson sends it over the net for the Hornets of Harris-Stowe State University. Brooklyn Passmore will dig it. Here is Paige Glenn who whacks it, but it goes out of play. And out of the timeout, the Hornets get the point.
For the Hornets, number 4, Ariana Johnson.
So Ariana Johnson, 5'6" junior out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Halverson's attack is dug out by the Hornets. Toombs sends it over the net. Here is Halverson to retaliate for the Pioneers. Set across, and that's going to go into the net. Last touch by Queen Patterson. Crowley's Ridge gets the point, pushing along. It is 15 serving 8. Caitlin Perkins behind the line. Perkins, her service, an overpass, but a great job there from Arnika McReynolds. She had the overpass, but was right there to dig the attack on the other side. And a error on the Lady Pioneers. Jaden Hesse whistled with the infraction,
Number 13, Queen Patterson.
making it 9 serving 15. That one's tooled off the block, going down to the splits was Darlene Fenderson, but unable to keep that in play. Crowley's Ridge pulls ahead 16-9, putting senior Olivia Deckelman back to serve. Deckelman serves it, dug up by Walker, jousting at the net. Set by Hesse, going to Elms. Elms rocks and goes over to Toombs. Pack going to Fenderson. Here is Perkins. A lot of topspin on that, and Perkins will get the kill.
I like that. When our team was having miscommunication issues and you're worried, is the ball going to get over the net, you can always rely on KP to get that down ball. She's lethal when she swings. Don't be fooled by her being on the back court. She's got skills.
Deckelman floats it over, and it works to perfection as she picks up a service ace. That is Deckelman's third service ace of the night. Big swing taken by Perkins. Hannah Halverson gets the dig over the net, but it is a kill. I believe it was Darlene Fenderson was the last Hornet to make contact. So it'll be 10 serving 18, sending Mallory Wooten behind the line. Mallory Wooten, East St. Louis, Illinois native. Alumna of East St. Louis Senior High. Hesse sets Halverson, and Halverson found that spot and thread the needle.
I'm loving the ball placement tonight. I like how the girls are taking the speed off of it, placing it more, and they're being very successful with that.
Halverson airs that one over. Set going to the right side, pushed over by Jayla McCullum. Swing by Elms, and that's going to go off the hands of a diving Mallory Wooten. And looks like we will have some perspiration removal on the court. Not sure what the ref was going for. He started moving over towards the Harris-Stowe bench, and I knew they didn't have any timeouts left. But he was just looking for a towel.
That's the thing. It seems like something trivial, and you're like, oh, why are these people wiping up the floor? But it's very important. I've been on floors where I thought I was going to rip a tendon in my leg before because it was so slippery. So we're thankful for the towels. We're thankful for the floor moppers because it's really important to get that perspiration off the floor.
Right, and we have a dry court once more, which puts Hannah Halverson back to serve. Lady Pioneers lead at 20-10. Trying to end senior night on a positive note off the hands of Brooklyn Passmore, however. And it is a point for the Hornets. It's now 11 serving 20.
Now serving for the Hornets.
Darlene Fenderson, 5'7" sophomore. Serving from way back. Almost serving from the basketball low block. Here is Fenderson, a big swing off the top of the net. Great dig by Caitlin Perkins to adjust. Set going over to Johnson, and Johnson tips it. Hannah Halverson keeps it in play, but it goes over to the Crowley's Ridge bench. And that is out of play, and it is 12 serving 20. Bring up Darlene Fenderson. And that spot again right at the 10-foot line. Needing to be removed. This one's a little further to the center of the court.
That's the hazard of laying your body out there and diving for the ball is any sweat that's in your jersey or on your body will transfer to the floor. So the farther along in the set you go and the more diving you do, the more slick the court is going to be.
And then because Carter Activity Center, nicely polished floor, it's easy to see where those spots are. Luton back sets to McCullum. Hesse will set Elms, and we will have a net violation on the Hornets.
Now serving for the Pioneers.
Makes it 21 serving 12. Amy Elms to serve for the Lady Nears. Over the net. Set goes to Johnson, a block, but it is off the block. Paige Glenn got her arms on it, but it goes out of play.
Now serving for the Hornets. Number 17, Valerie Walker.
Valerie Walker will serve for the Hornets. Skies it over, and Hesse will go behind the head, keeping it in play, and then it will fall out of play, and Crowley's Ridge gets the point.
That was a great reaction and instinct by Miss Hesse. She had to be ready, and she got that hand up there, and it was clean. So she did a great job being ready for that.
Hesse's rewarded with service. This is 22 serving 13. Jalen McCullum has to free ball it across the net, but it will go out on the far side of the antenna. 23 to 13. Jaden Hesse stays behind the line. Over the net. Hesse back sets to Deckelman. Deckelman swings in a big block there from Ariana Johnson and Queen Patterson. That's 5'6" and 5'11" teaming up and sends that screaming back. 14 serving 23. Ania Ware, junior from Snyder, Texas, by way of Lawson State Community College in Alabama. Johnson getting the tip. Paige Glenn will push it over. Olivia Deckelman with a push. And that swing by Johnson goes out of play, and it is match point. Potentially the last point at home for Olivia Deckelman and Caitlin Perkins. And it's Brooklyn Passmore taking it. Passmore sends it over. And Walker sends it into the net. And that is game, set, and match. Crowley's Ridge College will close the book on Olivia Deckelman and Caitlin Perkins' career with a straight set victory over the Hornets of Harris-Stowe State. 25-14 was the final score of that third set. As we look down the line, Crowley's Ridge 25-18 in the first set, 25-15 in the second set, 25-14 won that final set. Crowley's Ridge did not hit negative in any of the sets, whereas the Hornets twice were in the red, 14.3 in the first set, 9.1 in the third. The Hornets did have more attacks on the night, 112 attacks for Harris-Stowe State to Crowley's Ridge's 105. Crowley's Ridge 31 kills to Harris-Stowe State's 22. But the attack errors was the bane of the Hornets. 30 errors, leading to a negative 7.1 hit percentage on the evening. Crowley's Ridge, 31 kills to 18 errors, 12.4 attack percentage. Crowley's Ridge, 28 assists, 20 for the Hornets. One service ace for Harris-Stowe State. Crowley's Ridge, 9. Big swing there for Crowley's Ridge. Green and black, 56 digs. Harris-Stowe State, 52. The Pioneers did come back, getting 9 total blocks. Harris-Stowe State with 8. And as we look at the individual statistics, leading the Hornets was Queen Patterson and Ariana Johnson, both with 6 kills apiece. However, Ariana Johnson did manage 10 errors. That's kind of that problem when you have such a big, heavy swing that Ariana Johnson had. When you get those kills, woof, they good. But unfortunately, with great power comes great responsibility. And so you got to be able to place those. It's just like a power pitcher in baseball. If you're following the World Series, you may have that power, but you got to be able to center it. So Queen Patterson, Ariana Johnson, both with 6. Crowley's Ridge was led by Emmy Elms, who ended her night with 9 kills. Behind her, Hannah Halverson had 6. Olivia Deckelman ends her career at Crowley's Ridge with 5 kills. 14.3 hitting percentage, 1 assist, 2 service aces, and 8 digs. 5 total blocks for Olivia Deckelman. And let me look on some of her pages. So 5 blocks is her best this season. 1 off of her career high, nearly breaking her career high. And total blocks was Olivia Deckelman. And if I can reset to find the solo blocks, I could let you know where she stood on her totals. Getting everything pulled up the way it needed to be. Block solo, it was a assist night as 4 solo blocks for Crowley's Ridge, 2 from Emmy Elms. As we look down the line, Brooklyn Passmore had 3 kills out of 11 attempts. Paige Glenn with 5 kills as well. Caitlin Perkins got a kill on senior night off of 5 attempts, 22 digs for the senior, playing in her final game at Crowley's Ridge. And so, not trying to do quick math in my head. Staying right at her average was Caitlin Perkins getting those 22 digs. So, Olivia, what did you see in this game? The Lady Pioneers did well as they await to see seeding for the CAC tournament.
I really enjoyed the ball placement tonight in the game. It wasn't just swinging away as hard as you can. Sometimes the best points you can get are when you're placing the ball, when you're taking speed off of it and tipping it and things like that. And I really liked what I saw from the Lady Pioneers. Even if they didn't get a great set, they moved the ball around, and I really liked that. And, of course, from our 2 seniors, they did a great job, as they always do. And I love seeing Caitlin Perkins get all those digs. She's so fun to watch, and I'm always amazed by her talent.
So Crowley's Ridge ends their regular season with a record of 8-16. 1-7 in Continental Athletic Conference play, while the Hornets will fall to 3-12. Crowley's Ridge, again, will await the tournament field for the Continental Athletic Conference tournament at the beginning of the year. A difference as far as those seedings goes with basketball. The conference games will count. However, with volleyball in the fall seasons, it is overall record. And so though the Pioneers have a 1-7 conference record, that 7-16 overall record might help their resume to get into the Continental Athletic Conference tournament. That will be played November 12th and 13th in Missouri at Cotty College. Any final comments, Miss Olivia?
I'm sad it's our last broadcast for Volleyball of the Year, but I'm so thankful that I got to be a part of it again, and I look forward to next season, and I can't wait to see how the Lady Pioneers do as they finish up in the postseason.
Well, it's your last broadcast for a year. I get a couple of days rest before changing gears to basketball. Crowley's Ridge Lady Pioneers tipping off against Ecclesia College. Our next broadcast next Tuesday, 5 p.m., and then the men will tip off against Midway Friday, the 5th of November at 6 p.m. We thank you for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again soon. Till we see you then, good night, and God bless.